Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Japanese exclusive ehobby figure from 2005. This is the Triple Changer Terabot Overcharge. What we're going to do with this video though, we're going to have a detailed look at him in all of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a look at the accessories that come with him to help you know if yours is complete. We will of course do some comparisons with other figures that have shared the same mould. And as there's so much to tell you about this guy, I'm hopefully going to be able to give you all the information I can regarding him and the fact that you can choose whichever faction you want to put him under. So let's get started. Before we do, I'd like to remind anybody, if they're not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to do that for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And we're going to start off in this particular mode, which is of course his Mitsubishi Type 74 tank. And the reason for this is how it would be packaged if you brought it or were lucky enough to get it brand new. And again, it's very basic, but it's brilliant. You can extend the turret. We've got this lovely green colour, and of course we've got the gold reflecting lovely there for what is supposed to be the treads. All you can really do with this particular mode is turn the turret around. It will go all the way around, but that is literally, and of course extend this in and out, about it. It's very basic, but it's a lovely figure. For those of you who are unaware or maybe getting it confused, there was a pre-Transformers version of this under the Diaclone line. I do not have it, but I have some pictures here to show you. So there it is in the box, and there's the back of the box. So you can see you got Takara logo at the bottom and Diaclone there. So you may be getting this confused with that. So you can actually find original versions of this figure, but of course they were packaged very differently. This would have been packaged in a Transformers box, even though it is ehobby. So this, as I say, doesn't have the box, but it's got everything else with it. So it's got the 3 missiles, it's got the sword, and it's got the blaster. And as I said, these are just redecos of Blitzwing's original colours. Now the interesting thing we've got here is the collector's card. You can see you've got 2 factions you can choose, not a bit like Double Dealer I suppose in a way, and there's some information on him there. We've got the instructions here, which are normal, and then we've got the normal sticker sheet. Now what I mean by normal sticker sheet is exactly that. These are what you'd be sticking on the figure, like on the tail and on the wings, etc., if you were to put them on. I'm obviously not going to, but what we've got here, which makes this figure very interesting, and I have to turn it down to avoid the glare, you can choose which faction he is. So you've obviously got Autobot, we've got Decepticon, we've got Quintesson or Terabot, we've got an ancient EDC, which stood for Earth Defense Company, and we've also got a Herald of Unicron as well. So that's him looking at in this mode. We're going to come back again. He's going to be in a different mode, and I'll tell you more about him. One more very quick thing before we see him in his jet mode. We're going to do a very quick comparison with the original Blitzwing figure, and as you can see, everything about it apart from the color scheme is exactly the same. Screw location, size, everything, it's all the same, just a different color. One other thing as well that I need to show you, and this is brilliant. This may or may not jog your memory of the opening sequence to season 3 of the cartoon, but there of course are a few overcharges, and this is of course why they've got the allegiance or known as Terabot, because of course it's the Quintesson. So yeah, just to recap you may have seen this figure in the opening sequence of season 3 of the cartoon. Okay, now we're definitely going to be in his jet mode when we come back. Okay guys, here we are in his alternate mode. This is of course his MiG-25 fighter jet, and a quick apology for no transformation process on this video. I want to keep the length of it down, and also I wanted to take my time and go extremely carefully with it. So this doesn't look that great because it doesn't have any of the stickers on it. With the stickers on it, it would look much better. You have of course got these lovely chrome tail fins at the back and the little wings there. We do obviously know and recognize that there's a tank turret sticking out the back. That is, I suppose, the only negative thing about it. If you try and turn it around underneath and hide it that way, it just doesn't balance. It sticks up, it goes all over the place. So you do actually have it at the back and pushed all the way back into position. If we do a quick comparison with the standard Blitzwing figure with the stickers on, and again these are the stickers, so we have got the stickers if I wanted to put them onto the wings, oh excuse the glare, etc., you could have the same effect, and as I'm sure you'd agree, it would look much better. However, I do really like this, I suppose, electric blue nose cone on this one. it does look that little bit better. And of course we've got the landing gear as you'd expect. Again, it's just exactly the same jet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out one of the little missiles from this guy. These actually fire quite well, to be honest, and these would be exactly the same. They would just load into position, and then you could fire. There's quite a bit of venom on that as well, of course, with it being a Takara Japanese product. Yeah, so as I say, you've got the missiles which you could fire from there. I actually really like this mode, and especially from this particular angle. I just think it's slightly hindered by obviously the turret underneath, but if you took it away like that and you can't see it, it's okay. Right, a little bit more information about this guy then. So in the Legends comic, Overcharge was made up an army that invaded the Legends world under the supervision of a Quintesson judge. The Quintesson's personal Overcharge attendant met his future self, who convinced him to make his own destiny and gave him his name, Blitzwing. And that's thanks to the efforts of the future Blitzwing. Okay, that's one of the stories. That's from the Legends comic story. Right, more stories and more information on this guy coming up as we see him in his robot mode. Okay, back for the final time in his robot mode then, and this is of course the way that I'm going to be displaying him. And again, unfortunately, without the stickers, he does look very, very plain. I think the thing that sticks out the most straight away is the fact that he's got these black legs. What I'm going to do now is show you the tech spec for him. So if you guys want to read that, you can pause it now and have a quick read of that as well. There is, of course, the collector's card that I do actually have. So before we do some comparisons, just again, another little bit of a story about him. So I told you about the Legends comic. While I'm doing this, I'm going to be bringing up some other figures for you just to do some comparisons. So in the Generation Select special comic, when a Quintesson judge spoke of the Terracons as their ultimate Terrabot models, Overcharge were presented as another example of a Terrabot. So that's also another reason why he's known as them. And then in the IDW continuity, before the war began, an Overcharge was a member of the Triorian Guard, a detachment of multi-terrain triple changes charged with guarding the body of Nominus Prime as it lay in the Primal Basilica. Quite a lot to take on board there. Granted, I didn't know all of that. I had to read some of that myself. Now, for those of you wondering, this is the Platinum Edition, which came with Astro Train, and of course this is the standard Blitzwing figure we've got there. Let's just quickly move these over a little bit more, and of course we can attach the accessories like so. These are just going to fit into his hands. I'm going to do exactly the same setup I've done with the normal Blitzwing. And so you've just got the peg, 5mm dowel, it looks like it as well, and into his hand. I'm just going to point it down at the moment so it doesn't take too much away from it. So there you go, guys. I hope you found this interesting. Some of it indeed did go over my head with all the details about him. I think the basic and main release for this figure is, though, for all being honest, it is a huge homage to the original diaclone version of this figure. It uses exactly the same colour scheme that he was released in, but this time, of course, released in Transformers packaging by a Takara approved maker known as ehobby, and he is quite sought after, as most of the ehobby figures actually are. But I hope you enjoyed looking at him. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, please take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.